Talking about Mr. F.
Well, it could, as Fred has just said, it could be one of many Fs actually involved at the time. But what is certain is that there was money in human misery as we'd see it today and the transportation of human lives. Lancaster is a very important centre, and that lots of the most notable families, particularly Quaker families at this period, were involved in that trade.
So you talk about human misery, the team are relocating to a pub known as Snatchums, based on the press gang, which of course was rife here, seizing people off the streets, sending off to sea to fight for Queen and country. Thank you very much for the moment, gentlemen. Let's go now live to find out what happened on tape to our audience member who went off on their own a little earlier on a solo vigil. His name is M.H.L. He's 47, and this is his story tonight.
If there are any spirit people down here with me now, I am getting some cold breezes on me. Cold right round my legs. It's tapping. It's not my eyes. I'm certain it's not my eyes playing a trick. There's a scratching noise right in front of me.
But he's from Colville, he's very brave, it's M.H.L. Give him a round of applause. Our solo vigil member tonight. Wow! Andy, how did you feel when you heard your name called out by a vet?
Surprised.
And frightened maybe or not?
Yes, the stomach was going.
Okay, so what did you go through on that solo vigil? First of all, where were you in the building?
Down in the basement.
Oh, lovely.
Scene of where Stuart was shaking away. Very dark. Tappings, shadows were seen as well, but it was the cold.
Were you calling out at all? Were you trying to communicate with whoever was tapping?
Yeah, I'd asked them, I heard the tapping on the right, and I asked them again, if you can tap, can you do it again for me? And it appeared on the left side of me. It's frightening when you're down there.
Did you get any sense of temperature change? Because I know when Yvette and Kath were down there, they were getting a lot of up and downs in temperature.
Round base of my legs, very, very cold down the right side. Upper body, perfectly fine, no problem at all.
We're getting that a lot this week, Phil. Phil Wyman's with us, our paranormal investigator. What do people think might be behind this fluctuation in temperature that Andy experienced?
It's very strange. Again, we use the word theory an awful lot when we talk about ghosts and spirit entities. There is kind of a theory which suggests that spirit entities use energies, warmth being an energy. Therefore, if they do absorb warmth as an energy, it will make the area where they're absorbing it go colder. So if there is something like that happening around you, you might feel colder.
I've also heard it said that, and maybe, I don't want to put the frighteners on Andy, but that sometimes some entity may be actually draining energy from people and make their body temperature change. Would that be a possibility?
That's right. That might be a real possibility. And also, if that's the case, that might explain why some of the crew have been dropping and feeling ill and that kind of thing.
Andy, overall, did you enjoy it? Is it an experience you'd like to do again?
Very much so.
Okay.
Given the chance, I'd be back down there.
Thank you very much. He's a very brave man. M.H.L, ladies and gentlemen, from Colville. Good sport as well. A fascinating night so far. The team are relocating. We are going straight back to the vigil at the second of tonight's locations right after this. Stay tuned. Most Haunted Live, 8 Faces of Evil. This is the penultimate night of our Halloween special, climaxing tomorrow from 8 on Living and, for the first time, on Virgin 1 until midnight. We've based ourselves here in the Winter Gardens Theatre in Morecambe, a beautiful, if slightly dilapidated building built in 1897, closed in 1977, but our host all week, and we have been made very welcome indeed by the people of Morecambe and the people of Lancashire. Not so welcome by some of the other presences here in our quest to put faces to the word evil. And Yvette Fielding and the team have relocated tonight. Let's go straight back to them for their second vigil location. Yvette.
Okay, well we've come to our second location, which is right on the water's edge. A fantastic pub, steeped in history. It's got a fantastic atmosphere. I think we're all a little bit more energised. For some strange reason, the first location didn't really feel that there was... I was getting really frustrated with that, Kieran. But you've caught at that last location something quite interesting.
Yes, we were conducting a vigil upstairs. The viewers at home would have seen Chris Burton, Chris Conway, Matt Simon and myself conducting a vigil in a boat. And on the first image, this is caught on the thermal imager, on the first image you see Chris and Chris looking into the boat.
Oh my God! What happened there?
There's nobody there.
Somebody knocked it over, didn't they?
But there's no one
But
there.
we weren't actually there.
Robin, there's nobody there.
Okay.
You're right.
Do you know what? Can I just say something really strange? I was stood here and I thought, somebody's talking to me because I thought Robin was behind me.
What, the phone?
The phone's there. I could hear. And there's nobody there.
What, a man's voice?
I could hear. It was like...
I need to double check that when we're on a break.
Really freaky. And then that went.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Right, Kieran.
Okay. So Chris and Chris looking into the boat, and then what you see when I flick it to the next image is you'll see the outline of the top half of a figure there. I don't know how clear it is to you.
Can you see it, Chris?
Very faintly,
If I flick through some of the other images, because I took it at different... Can you see it there, perhaps? The head and the...
You got it, Chris?
Very
Yeah.
faint, yeah, it was there.
No, but there was nobody, you were aware of, there was nobody in your line
No,
of sight?
what you can see on the webcam, we tried everything, and Chris and Matt and Simon can verify. We had everybody waving, moving, to make sure that it wasn't actually them, me as well. And then we took everybody out of the boat as well to see, you know, could it be actually somebody in the boat? And at the time we couldn't find a solution, and then of course we had to repo to here, so... But it was just weird, and there was also, you saw something in the boat as well at the time, didn't you?
I thought I saw something in the boat which I thought was a reflection of the door, but we tried to recreate it and we couldn't.
And also, as soon as we come in here, Carl had a strange experience. He stood in the kitchen, which we'll go through to now, actually. Let's all walk back. And I think he's right. He stood with Chris Conway.
Yes.
And who else? Or the last
Chris
one I'm
Button
getting?
and Stuart.
So going through into the kitchen area, there's a lot of activity in this particular place. People that live here, there's all sorts of strange things going on. Carl, just tell me what you saw.
Well, basically it was around this area, just basically if we were being reversed, but Chris on camera was on my right side, Chris Conway was on my left, and in the middle there was somebody else who I was convinced, I didn't know how they got in, because I thought, why is this person standing in the kitchen with us? He was squat, he was quite out here, but head was down and quite mean looking, and I thought, this isn't right. So I stepped forward, because I just thought it was someone had come in from outside and was having a go. So I stepped forward, mainly to try and sort of part the two Chris's. As soon as I stepped, it was Stuart. But it clicked straight to Stuart, from being that to Stuart. Absolutely bizarre.
So, Chris, who do you think Carl has seen there?
Basically, as soon as we walked into this place, this one it's full of activity.
Is it?
Full, and what they're doing is, before I say who's here, what they're doing is they're actually playing with Carl's imagination.
Oh, right,
What they're doing is that they're playing with his head, and they're trying to freak him out straight away.
Who's
That's
they?
what they're trying to do. We've got my friends for last night.
Eh?
Yeah, they followed us. We've got all
No.
the. Yep, they're here.
What's that?
Okay.
Yeah, we've also got that they're like sailors, but very rough.
Oh, really?
Very rough. And as I say, as soon as you walk in and sort of further down, it's that they're all sitting, they're all drinking, they're all
having a good old time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
Well, let's get to it, shall we? Really? I mean, should we call out here? What do you reckon?
Should we go down to the
Let's
pub
go
and
down
start?
into the pub.
Yeah.
Okay, into the bar area. There's a tiny little table there, sort of a table associated with this place. And I thought, Kieran, why don't we just sit round there?
Yeah.
And actually, what we could do is send other people off. So Simon, could you stand in front of this? Oh, Gordon Bennett. Could you stand in front of there's a webcam, isn't there, in the kitchen?
In the kitchen there is.
Yeah, Simon,
Yeah,
please.
sorry, give that
Yeah,
back.
please, could you?
Yeah.
Brilliant. We need Matt, don't we, on sound? Let's the rest of us go down there.
You're on your own there for a bit.
You on your own, Simon? You okay?
Shall I take a radio with me? I have got a radio to give you. Sound here.
Okay, Grant, down. Did you hear that? They're here from last night, Chris says.
Yeah. They are.
It's not really good, is it? So poor Simon's off on his own.
Sorry, Catherine.
I think we should. Okay.
Sorry, Paul, what did you say?
I was thinking if we carried on sort of asking out all down here through there before we did this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought that's what you meant. Let's do that now. Okay, let's call out here.
Because there's a whole area in there that.
You go back there, Chris. Head under the thing and go and have a look. Okay. Where's this lead? What's this little area?